What's up, my people, man? It's your boy Z the Real here, and today I'm going to talk about Kofi Kingston and what's recently been going on with the storyline. For those of you who have been watching it recently, because there's a lot of WWE's been getting a lot of heat. Vince McMahon, especially, they've been getting a lot of heat over Kofi Kingston being pulled out of the title match at Fastlane. They say he's not getting enough opportunity. And I'm going to basically explain why Kofi Kingston is not getting a title shot, or he's not gonna they're not giving him a chance to headline any pay-per-views, or they've never given him no title match like that. Don't get me wrong, Kofi Kingston has had title matches before. He's won the Intercontinental Championship, okay? And of course you all seen that he's a 5-time tag team champion. He's just not a main eventer. He's not a top carder. He's not the main eventer. He's not the one that you Kofi Kingston's not the one to be the one selling out tickets. He's not going to be the guy people come to see as far as leading the wrestling company. So again, y'all got to understand that when it comes to Vince McMahon's company, and anybody that works with WWE, each wrestler has a certain role. Yes, there's wrestlers that's meant to be the main guys, the main people you see headlining pay-per-views or headlining shows. Then you got what's called the mid-carders, okay? You got the wrestlers you got the ones that's involved in factions. They're there to make other people look good. Then you got your managers. You got your support wrestlers. You got the people who are just there to basically enhance talent. Kofi Kingston basically falls in the line of the wrestlers that they're very athletic. They're very good. Okay, they're exciting to watch, but they're not meant to be winning titles. These are like wrestlers like Kofi Kingston. They're not meant to be a world heavyweight champion, a WWE champion, or even a universal champion. They're just there. They're there to compete. They're to contend. They're given title opportunities, but they're not going to be on. These are the ones you don't see them putting the belt on. Okay? And I'm going to be quite honest. Kofi Kingston is not Booker T. He's not The Rock. He's not Mark Henry. Okay? Booker T, Mark Henry, and The Rock. And I'm just going by just the as far as the black athletes are concerned. Because I understand you got a lot of people that's bringing up race. They bringing up color. That's not the reason. Okay, and then y'all gotta understand because I've been watching Vince McMahon since I was a kid. I've been watching this man since I was literally 8, 9 years old. Okay, so y'all gotta understand how he does things. What stands Kofi Kingston out from The Rock, Mark Henry, and even a Booker T is because Mark Henry, The Rock, and Booker T, those guys are able to basically cut their own promos on their own. By themselves, The Rock, Mark Henry, and Booker T, they can actually they don't need a faction with them. Those guys don't really rely on too many others to back them up, just like Kofi Kingston needs, okay? If you looked at Kofi Kingston's career, most of his career has been either him involved in the tag team division or him basically competing for a United States Championship or Intercontinental Championship. Kofi Kingston was never given the opportunity to basically contend for the championship on a one-on-one match. That's never happened. If Kofi Kingston was involved with in a title shot, it was amongst other wrestlers he was competing against, either in Battle Royal or Elimination Chamber. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kofi Kingston was involved in at least 3 Elimination Chambers his entire career. The one that just passed recently this year, and then the one in 2009, and of course he got screwed over. Edge attacked him because Edge, didn't like losing that SmackDown one. So he wanted to get his chance to attack Kofi. He took Kofi out so he could get back in there and try to win the Raw title. Okay, but then in 2010, he was given another opportunity in that Elimination Chamber. And that's the one that featured Sheamus on the front cover. Not Sheamus, but it was Batista. Yeah, go look at that. Go look at the 2010 Elimination Chamber. That featured Kofi Kingston back then. So if Vince is telling Kofi Kingston is that if I give you this title shot, it can possibly break. We'll have to split up the New Day. Because I'm gonna be honest right now, they're done doing factions. They're not gonna have a tag team also have the one of the main titles. That's not going to work no more. Okay? The days of factions having multiple belt titles, those days ended a long time ago. I think the Shield was the last ones to do it. Because I think the Shield was tag team champions, and then they were also, I believe, the Intercontinental Champion or United States Champion. One of them, but still, man, they're not going to be doing it no more. They're not going to have another D-Generation X. They're not going to have another NWO. They're not going to want to have those type of storylines. Okay? But again, Kofi Kingston is not The Rock, Mark Henry, and Booker T. Plus, if you notice, this is the only other time where Kofi Kingston has actually had more mic time. If you look at the New Day in the last 4 years, Kofi Kingston doesn't really do too much talking. They'll give him maybe a couple of sentences here and there, but the only two who talk the most is Xavier Woods and then Big E. And to me, I think Big E's the leader of that group anyway. But don't get me wrong now, you know what I'm saying? New Day is one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history, without a doubt. Watching them was like watching the Golden State Warriors win NBA championships. They're making history. Okay? They're 5-time reigning WWE tag team champions, okay? So Kofi Kingston's done very good for himself with that group. But what Vince is trying to tell him is that if Kofi does go to Hall of Fame, it'll be more so known for the New Day. Because nobody's going to talk about Kofi Kingston, how he was back in 09-10 when he was paired up with Evan Bourne and they was Air Boom. And I think Air Boom was tag team champions too for a little bit. But nobody's going to talk about that. All right? Nobody's going to talk about him having a solo career all that time. All right? Because when Kofi Kingston came into the WWE, again, this is around in between, I think, 08 and 2010. I think 2009 might have been his debut year. Yeah, it was 08, 09 was his debut year, right? He came in around that time. When he came in, you still had Edge, who's still getting belt title. You had Edge. I think Christian was top tier in SmackDown. Then you had Randy Orton. You had Jeff Hardy. But I think Jeff and Matt were still split up. But you had those guys. You had John Cena, who was still a top name. The Undertaker still had an undefeated streak. The Undertaker was maybe 17 or 18 and 0. Okay. CM Punk was becoming that guy. Alberto Del Rio had came in. You still had Rey Mysterio. Batista was still wrestling. So again, you had a lot of top tier guys. Even Daniel Bryan was coming up in the game before he became the main title holder. So again, when Kofi Kingston came in, you had too much other competition. There were too many other guys in line getting those titles where Kofi Kingston was just like, he was just below. He was not good enough to compete with them. He was not good enough to compete with Edge. He wasn't good enough to compete with no Randy Orton, no John Cena. Okay? No Sheamus, and this is when Sheamus was literally in his prime. When Sheamus was getting belt titles, Kofi Kingston couldn't compete with that, okay? They wasn't going to have him compete with no Big Show, no Undertaker, not even no Jack Swagger. And the only reason why Jack Swagger got title shot more than he was because Jack Swagger was again, he had size. Jack Swagger was much more bigger than he was. So that's just the thing about Kofi Kingston. Yeah, he's a high flyer, he's very athletic, but Kofi is not known for winning belt titles. He's not going to be getting that. And what those don't understand when Vince McMahon told him you're more of a B+ competitor, when you got organizations such as the WWE, every wrestler is separated by category, by rank mode, right? You got your A wrestlers, your A ranks. Now A ranks, again, those are Austin, the Triple H, the Rock, okay, the Batista, the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, okay? Those particular wrestlers are A+ or A rank wrestlers. Those are the A tiers, okay? Those are wrestlers you see getting multiple titles. They get the belts put on them. Even Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Ambrose were roughly A's. Even though Ambrose is mostly in between a B now, I think he's a B, but Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins more so, those guys, again, they're main eventers. Okay, so those are the one type of wrestlers you always see the belt getting put on. They're also leaders of their faction. Okay, Roman Reigns was the leader of the Shield. Even though Triple H still chose Seth Rollins to be to break them up, but still, man, like Roman Reigns was that guy. And what keeps Reigns in the title hunt is the fact that Reigns can actually wrestle. It's his ability to wrestle. Same thing with Brock Lesnar. You know, Brock Lesnar doesn't talk that much. He has Paul Heyman backing him up. Again, Brock Lesnar is an A tier. Kofi Kingston is nowhere near the same league as Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. It's the truth. I'm sorry, man. Like again, he's not Randy Orton. He's not even AJ Styles. AJ Styles was main event in TNA in the Indies before he came over here. Same thing with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. When Daniel was Bryan Danielson, in Ring of Honor, he was a main event over there. Okay? Even Finn Balor. The reason why Finn Balor got a title shot because Finn Balor was a hit in New Japan. But even then, Finn Balor, and then so again, man, Finn Balor's not even an A like that. He's more of a B+, but you'll see this. So those are A's. B's are mostly where Kofi Kingston is. Okay? Yeah, they could contend for championships, but they're not meant to have the title on them. They're not meant to have no long title run. Okay, so the B ranks are mostly like your Cesaro, and again, Cesaro was another guy who could have potentially become a champion. He could have been a main title holder. They just never gave him the chance to go after Universal or the WWE championship is because of again the storylines you had in front of him. But again, you got your Cesaros, you got your Bray Wyatts. Now Bray Wyatt did get a title shot, but notice Bray Wyatt had to take it away quickly. Okay? Bray Wyatt was never really an A tier like that. He was mostly a B. So you got your Bray Wyatt, you got your Cesarios, okay? You got your Sheamus. Sheamus is a B rank now because again he doesn't know how to talk. He's not that good. He's not a good title holder like that. So Vince McMahon does give you chances, but if you are not that good becoming a champion, if you're not selling out tickets that well, you're not gonna become no A. So again, man, so there's your B's right. Your B's are mostly the ones that are they mostly get the Intercontinental Championship. They're United States Championship title holders. Okay, they have good gimmicks. They're great. They're great wrestlers, but then again, they're not meant to be no leader. They're not meant to lead the company. So again, so Cesario, your Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, and the only thing keeping Braun Strowman from becoming an A, from becoming a main card is again his ability to talk. He can't cut no promo. He's not good by himself. Yeah, he can. He's a good giant. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Braun Strowman has good abilities. He's definitely a little bit more athletic than the Big Show. I don't know if he's that much better than the Big Show. But again, Braun Strowman has problems talking on his own. He's terrible giving mic time. Okay? So that's the problem. So yeah, so Braun Strowman, those are your B's. Okay? And even Sami Zayn was a B+. Because I know everybody argued that Sami Zayn should have got the same type of title opportunity as Kevin Owens. No, that's not the case, man. They gave Owens more because again, Owens is a little bit more. Owens again can talk. He's a little bit more serious. Like don't get me wrong, I enjoyed watching Sami Zayn, but again, Sami Zayn wasn't that he's not to be wasn't know why he's taking him seriously all that much. And even Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is another one that's a B right now. Samoa Joe B. Okay, even though Samoa Joe again has a better opportunity of getting a title shot than Kofi does. He's not top tier yet. So those are your B's. So that's what Kofi Kingston falls along the line of. Again, they're great wrestlers. They're very athletic, but they're not going to be given no title. Okay, they can't cut a promo by themselves. And Kofi Kingston relies heavily on Xavier Woods and Big E. Okay, because again, man, Kofi Kingston was going nowhere as a solo career. I'm just gonna be flat honest, man. There was a time when I believe they was gonna release Kofi Kingston. They wasn't gonna, like I said, Kofi Kingston by himself was just like I said, he wasn't doing much. He didn't have no other gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? It was just the same thing, and it's like, man, that got boring. So he needed Big E and he needed Xavier Woods. Because I'm gonna be honest too, man. The New Day, and again, if the New Day wasn't split up, I think Xavier Woods would be gone. Okay, Xavier Woods won't be around too much longer. That's another thing, man. The New Day need each other. The only one that have a big career, the only one who will probably have a longer career if the New Day do split up is Big E. Because if the New Day split up, that means Kofi Kingston is not going. You ain't going to be seeing him around too much. They're not going to be giving him no more TV time like that. I'm just going to be flat honest, man. Like, again, man, Vince McMahon, who Vince McMahon puts the title on is the one he sees leading the company. Those are the ones he sees more marketable. Kofi Kingston's not that marketable by himself. And again, this is nothing to take away from that brother. That brother I've enjoyed watching for 11 years, but by himself, he's not good on his own. I'm sorry, man. He can't hold his own against these other wrestlers. Okay? The reason why Daniel Bryan is champion, because again, man, Daniel Bryan can really wrestle. Daniel Bryan can not only talk on his own, Daniel Bryan is a good promo cutter. Okay? He can cut a good promo. He knows how to really interact well, and then again, he sells tickets. Okay? Daniel Bryan's merchandise is one of the top sold in the company. That's another reason too that has something to go down with. Kofi Kingston by himself, you didn't see too many people buying Kofi Kingston attire like that. Not like when he was before the New Day got together. Wasn't nobody really into Kofi Kingston. I'm just being honest. Wasn't nobody checking for Kofi. It was mostly Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, even Dean Ambrose had his little run as a lunatic fringe. Okay, you had Triple H that was still in there, and John Cena, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar. Wasn't nobody checking for him. Okay, so Vince McMahon don't mean nothing wrong against him, but Vince McMahon only sees him as a tag team. Okay, Kofi, like I said, for Kofi Kingston to get that belt title, it wouldn't be fair to the other members. So this is what Vince McMahon is trying to tell Kofi in the storyline. Because me, honestly, Big E should have the title shot rather than Kofi Kingston. Because Kofi Kingston did have opportunities. I'm going to be honest, man. They gave Kofi Kingston, chance that we could be the number one contender. He just didn't win it. Okay, he's not meant to be that guy. Again, he's not The Rock, he's not Booker T, he's not Mark Henry. Because if you look at The Rock, man, The Rock is, again, he's the Muhammad Ali of WWE. The Rock could talk. Okay? And I'm not just saying that because Rocky is the son of Rocky Johnson, who's a Hall of Famer, and High Chief Peter Revere, who's another Hall of Famer, because he had family. But The Rock on his own was selling tickets. He's box office. People enjoyed The Rock. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson became a household name by himself. And again, The Rock started off like Kofi Kingston did. Him and Triple H came in together. They were Intercontinental. They was competing for the Intercontinental, the European. The Rock started at the bottom, but again, The Rock was more of he was more exciting, especially when he was with the Nation of Domination. He changed his name. He stopped using the Islander look. He went more to the black look, and again, he got more people on his side. So that's why The Rock does. The Rock you can interview The Rock real. Kofi Kingston's not interviewed like that. I'm telling you now, Kofi Kingston don't have the same energy. He don't have the same attitude. He doesn't have the same look, the same style. Same thing with Booker T. Booker T was a WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the last one before WCW went out of business. Booker T can really wrestle. And he came from the Harlem Heat. And the Harlem Heat was one of the best tag teams in WWE history. That's why they're going into the Hall of Fame. The Harlem Heat was something like New Day without being a third man. The Harlem Heat was basically Kofi Kingston and Big E without Xavier Woods. That's what those two are. But again, they had a great career. Booker T was able to go solo and span off on his own and branch off and become the biggest wrestler in the industry. One of the biggest, okay? And when Booker T went to WWE, fans ate that up. They enjoyed it. They enjoyed seeing him in a fantasy match against Austin and The Rock. Again, Booker T sells out tickets alone. Okay? Booker T by himself is what people come to see. And again, Booker T, you look at how Booker T wrestles, again, it's a different style than Kofi. Okay? And even Mark Henry. Mark Henry is the world's strongest man for a reason. This man is Olympic gold medalist like Kurt Angle was. Okay? Just like Kurt Angle won his Olympics in 96, Mark Henry also competed, but in weightlifting. Mark Henry is extremely intimidating, even in real life. You know what I'm saying? The Hall of Pain was again, that was a stream catchphrase. That ran with Mark Henry. That got Mark Henry completely over. And Mark Henry was even over when he came back in 2003, 2004 after Attitude. Because again, I don't think Mark Henry participated in the ECW WCW invasion. When you had the Alliance, Mark Henry didn't participate in that. He didn't come back till long after. But again, when Mark Henry came in, he was again intimidating. He's full. He's a true heavyweight. And again, Mark Henry is like I say, he intimidates you. Mark Henry also knows how to talk. Okay. So if you notice, man, Kofi Kingston don't get that much. He didn't get that much mic time back in the day. When Kofi Kingston was the Intercontinental Champion, he wasn't really talking on the mic like that. They just had him going in matches and competing. But they wasn't giving him like promo time. To where, you know what I'm saying, he has a storyline behind him and people are coming and watch that. No, Kofi Kingston didn't have too many storylines. Him being with the New Day is the only time he got a big storyline. So again, y'all gotta understand that. If they snatched the title off of Bray Wyatt didn't even have the title. Bray Wyatt only had the title until WrestleMania. They snatched it from him. They had Randy Orton beat him. So as good as Bray Wyatt was, and Bray Wyatt was clearly the better wrestler than Kofi. But again, you see how that turned out. They didn't give Cesaro no title opportunity. You don't see Cesaro complaining. And to me, Antonio Cesaro should have been a champion. You know what I'm saying? Paul Heyman tried to put Cesaro, that didn't work. And then look at Jack Swagger. You see Jack Swagger getting that title shot. Again, Jack Swagger was more so of a B+. And then when Jack Swagger did win the title, that was at a different era. When he had that beef with Big Show when he was the champion, I think he was the World Heavyweight Champion. Again, Jack Swagger didn't have the belt title that long. And then you look at Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal is another one. I don't think Jinder Mahal gonna ever get another title shot again. But again, Jinder Mahal was only champion for like a couple of months. It wasn't even that long. And you see how Triple H took that title right from Jinder. But again, what Jinder Mahal has over what Bray Wyatt and Jinder Mahal have over Kofi is again their ability to talk in the ring and cut promos. Christian was another one who got the title shot. Again, Christian knows how to talk. He's from Edge and Christian. When he's paired up with Edge, he came from the Brood. Edge is an OG in the game, but again, Edge and Christian both knew how to talk. Okay, they knew how to cut promos on their own. They really didn't rely on too much of a faction. Kofi Kingston is in a faction right now. So again, you can't give one guy in the faction a title and don't give the others a title shot. Because then it'll be a 3-against-1 or 3-against-2. And if you notice with New Day, again, they're a 3-man faction. But when you go again, and when they went against the Bar and they went against the Usos, these other tag teams, they had a clear advantage. The Vaudevillains didn't have another guy when they fought against New Day. So again, they're very good. Kofi Kingston's had a great tag team career, but he's just not a main title holder. And if Kofi Kingston does supposedly get his title shot at WrestleMania, and let's say he does beat Daniel Bryan, he's not going to have that title for long. He's going to lose that title right back. Okay? I'd rather Kofi Kingston be champion and be champion for a while. At least 4 or 5 months. If not, at least 2 or 3 pay-per-views where he's going in there and headlining. But again, he's just not that type of guy. So that's what Vince McMahon was trying to explain to Kofi. And this is the reason why Vince McMahon doesn't really want to put the title on Kofi, because again, he's not Shawn Michaels, he's not Bret Hart, okay, he's not Triple H, he's not The Rock, he's not even Mankind. Again, Mankind had more stuff going for him than Kofi. Okay, now Mankind got the title at least 2 or 3 times. Mankind got at least a couple times, but again, Mankind was he came from the ECW and WCW before he got back into WWE. And again, Mankind had other personas. He had Dude Love, he had Cactus Jack. He went as regular Mick Foley, and then he had his Mankind character. Mankind could actually talk too. That's what helped Mick Foley in his career. The fact that Mick Foley by himself was good enough for you. Mick Foley wasn't really involved in too much tag team action. You didn't need to be a tag team. Okay, so you got to understand it. And then the way Kofi Kingston wrestles too is more of a cruiserweight style. Kofi Kingston's style is more of 205 Live. Now, if Kofi Kingston was going 205 Live, he'd be the biggest thing over there. That's another thing you gotta look at too, man. It's the wrestling style. Most of the guys you see that's Universal Champion or WWE Champion, those guys are tradition. Those guys' styles is different. AJ Styles has different ways of wrestling and fighting you. AJ Styles ain't going to the turnbuckle like that often. He, like I said, man, he could break you down. He got submissions. Kofi Kingston don't got submission holds like that. There's certain moves he don't have, which keeps him from the other wrestlers. That's another thing you gotta look at too. You gotta look at the way the top guys have wrestled, like the John Cena's, the Randy Orton's, the Brock Lesnar's wrestling, and look at him. It's like when I look at Kofi Kingston, I see more of a Billy Kidman, more of an X-Pac. Okay? He's that type of style. He's not even Shawn Michaels either. He's not Bret Hart. You don't see that in him. And then you look at Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was another one like Kofi. He didn't really get too many title opportunities. What was it? That guy too. Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, he won Money in the Bank. He got the title from Humberto Del Rio, but then Humberto Del Rio took it right from him. And if you notice, Dolph Ziggler don't get too many title opportunities either, where he's a champion, where he's a main carder. Dolph Ziggler doesn't headline it. And again, Dolph Ziggler came around at the exact same time as Kofi. So folks, I'm just trying to explain something to y'all right now. Every wrestler ain't gonna be no main title. Every wrestler not gonna get the world heavyweight. They're not gonna get the United States champ. They're not gonna get the Universal Championship, and they're not gonna be WWE champion. The WWE Championship ain't for every wrestler. Okay. Do you look at other African American wrestlers? You look at Farouk, right? Farouk was never meant to be no title holder like that. When Farouk was in the game, Farouk accepted his role being paired up with Bradshaw. Okay. They ain't pay out. That's what Farouk was mostly known for. He was a gimmicky wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Farouk was more so of a C rank. He was a C rank guy. He was a C tier. C tiers, like I said, these are mostly the tag teams. Okay? So or they get the, even though they retired the Hardcore Championship, that's what them mostly was. They're gimmicky wrestlers. There's guys who are there just for entertainment purposes, to give you a good entrance for you to enjoy. Because again, man, Farouk had good props. When he was with Bradshaw, he had the APA, man. He had good improv. Okay, these are mostly the guys who are there for fun. Again, they there to compete. Okay, they win titles, but you'll never see them get the WWE or the Universal title. They'll never get the main title. Okay, but again, Farouk was good, man. He had the Nation of Domination, which he led that group, and then he was paired up with Bradshaw. They became the Acolytes. Farouk went into Hall of Fame being a tag team champion. Same thing with the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon. Yeah, Bubba Ray had a bigger career in TNA than he did WWE, but still, people know Bubba Ray as being a tag team champion with Devon. While Bubba Ray ain't gonna really have that big of a career. Because notice, when WWE separated the first time, Bubba Ray and Devon split, they careers didn't really go didn't do too well. Okay? They gave Devon that pastor gimmick, And that's when Batista first debuted. Batista was his deacon. That didn't go too far. That didn't go too well. The same thing with Bubba Ray. Bubba Ray really do much, you know what I'm saying, without Devon. He didn't last that long. Bubba Ray and Devon eventually had to leave and go somewhere else because they were never they couldn't survive without each other. One needed each other. So this is where Kofi Kingston is. He relies on Xavier Woods and Big E because by himself it's not gonna do too well. If the New Day didn't get together, if New Day didn't form, Kofi Kingston probably would have been somewhere else. Okay, so y'all gotta understand that. I enjoy watching Kofi Kingston. He's just not he's just not meant to be a WWE champion. He's not a WWE champion in my eyes. Okay, he's not a Universal champion. That's more Big E. Okay. But if the New Day do split up, which I think they do, man, I think the New Day's time has kind of ran its course. You know what I'm saying? Because even then, their gimmick is starting to get played out. The pancake, the cereal gimmick, that stuff went out the window, man. It's getting tired. It's getting boring. Unicorns, all that, they need to start doing something else. But let's say they do have a draft, they do split up the New Day, then best believe Big E is going to get a title shot. He's going to get a title opportunity. Like I said, if New Day split up, then I can see Kofi Kingston. They'll probably encourage Kofi Kingston to go on 205 Live. Xavier Woods, I'll be honest, man. If the New Day do split up, that'll probably be the end of Xavier Woods. Again, I like Austin Creed. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy watching his Up, Down, Down on YouTube. Austin Creed could really act. Okay, he could talk in the ring, but let's be honest. Xavier Woods is not impressing nobody. He's not selling tickets like that. If Kofi Kingston and Big E was to go their separate ways, or let's say Kofi Kingston become champion, and then they split, they decide to send Big E to another to Raw or somewhere else. Xavier Woods might be on either he might go back to NXT or he might be on he might not even be wrestling no more. They'll probably release him, or they'll tell Xavier Woods they give him a different type of role. Xavier Woods is definitely not getting TV time by himself. Because remember, I was watching Austin Creed. We was on TNA Impact. Now, for those that watched TNA back in I think 2011, 2012, they gave Austin Creed the Afro Thunder look. For those that watch Ready to Rumble, you ever played Ready to Rumble boxing on Dreamcast and PlayStation 2 or PS1? There's a boxer named Afro Thunder. That's who Austin Creed reminds you of. He's somewhere between Afro Thunder and then Combo from Kill Instinct, the boxer named Combo, TJ Combo. That's who he's a cross between that, and that didn't do too well. They tried to pair him up with Jay Lethal, that failed miserably. That tanked. So then he eventually had to find his way onto NXT where he's known as Xavier Woods, but Xavier Woods by himself, no. That's just not gonna work, man. Because Xavier Woods is more so of a C type. He's in between D and C. Now the D's are mostly those are just jobbers. That's basically Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder and even Kurt Hawkins, those are D type guys. Santino Marella, those are guys that they can talk in the ring. They're there for a gimmick and they're just there to look good. They're just there to just job out and they're just there to just make other wrestlers look good. They're not really there to be winning titles. They're just there for entertainment purposes. Okay? That's basically what Xavier Woods is. He's mostly like a comic relief. But out of New Day, I think Big E is probably the only one who's basically more. He's the more the obvious pick. He's more of a world heavyweight champion. He's more of a universal WWE champion, not Kofi. Again, man, I thank Kofi for having a great career. But again, Vince McMahon is telling the truth. If Kofi ever gets inducted, it'll be more so for the New Day. Kofi Kingston's not going to get inducted by himself. He just wasn't that type of guy. He's not no Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You know what I'm saying? He was never no Chris Jericho. Okay? He's not the Godfather. He's not none of those guys. And even the Godfather wasn't the Godfather was never no WWE champion either, but the Godfather had a good gimmick. That's just what it was. Him having his hoes, okay, coming to the ring, dancing, that was a good gimmick for him. And of course, he was the good father with Stevie Richards, but nobody really cares about that too much. The Righteous Censor, there was a memorable group, but Good Father was mostly known as his Godfather character. But again, man, that's just what it is. So for those that are wondering or saying WWE's not doing this guy fair, no, it's not that they're not doing him fair. It's just he's not meant to have that big of a role. Okay, man, folks, that's the video, man. I want y'all to tell me what you think about Kofi Kingston, because I believe he will face Daniel Bryan in WrestleMania. That remains to be seen. But again, y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.